careful, you could end up getting it.
Heat at the moment, but it was handball though.
I don't care.
I know.
The referee's there for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, you've said it, okay?
Looking at the offsides,
Okay.
remember that,
Okay.
get that in your head.
Okay.
You could have easily have walked.
Yeah.
Explain to me how you
Could you
won't
just go,
talk to me during
Skipper,
the game.
just go, just
At
go,
the beginning of
just
the
go,
game,
just
you,
go.
listen,
I'll speak to you. Okay, just go. Okay, okay, let's go. Hey, look, Michael, leave him, let him go, Michael. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I went to Benidorm for a week's holiday, but the last 2 days we got caught in a tremendous storm, and the thunder and lightning was certainly nothing like I'd ever seen before in my life, and it just went on for 2 days and 2 nights. It was every second. Fortunately, most of it was a few miles off the coast. So from the 11th floor, you know, we had a kind of ringside seat. So obviously the last 2 days didn't do too much sunbathing. Go on, mate. Henry, how'd you get on yesterday, all right? Well, I'm 66 years of age. I'm married with 3 grown-up children. I've got 4 grandchildren. I was a tube driver for, how long was I? Just over 30 years. And now I just concentrating on my refereeing and enjoying my life. And I've been refereeing about, I suppose, as a referee about 26, 28 years, something like that. Yeah, it's a bit primitive in here, but the council, in their infinite wisdom, don't provide much facilities for people. Unbelievable. 2 days non-stop. 6 people were killed. I didn't think we'd fly back out of Alicante yesterday. As we're going towards Alicante, all off the side of the road, it's not just water, it's about 10 foot of water. Look, I want to run the game and I want to keep everyone on the pitch. And I might say to the bloke, you open your mouth again, you say one more disparaging remark to anybody out here, and I'm going to think about yellow or I'm going to send you off. I don't want to hear no bald, no fat, no tall, no thin. We're all people out here. People come in all sizes and all colours. Tall ones, small ones, fat ones, thin ones, black ones, white ones, green ones, blue ones. Come in every shape and size. So you keep your opinions to yourself. If you open your mouth again, you're going. Now, if you don't listen after that, I wasn't the most even-tempered of people. So anybody that knows me when I was growing up would say that I would never make a referee. But there's an old saying, the best gamekeepers were formerly poachers. So that's how it came about. And I found I quite liked it because when I wasn't on the pitch anymore and I couldn't play, it allowed me still to be on the pitch. But it's quite different being a referee to being a player. When I first started refereeing, an incident would happen and I would think, why is the referee not blowing the whistle? And then it would suddenly dawn on me that I was the referee and it's up to me to blow the whistle.
So I have the sonic blast, and then it's a sonic blast, whatever. So these are not. I've always found the Fox 40 just not loud enough for me, and I know that they're used everywhere and people. But I like this. The sonic blast is a really, really powerful whistle. You know, nobody can say that they haven't heard the whistle. That used to be my little secret years ago, that I'd have the pink whistles and that would always be my, you know, no one would know. But I'd have a bit of banter about my pink whistles. But that was my... So I've just kept them because, yeah, that pink's cool, isn't it? So... Should we get tea?
Yeah.
We're going to get a tea?
Yeah. Oh, for you, for me.
I just love football. Football, for me, back then, football was my escape because of the issues that I had inside. Football gave me something that made me forget about them other issues. It was a sport I loved. I was reasonably good at it. And I just loved it. So for me, it was whatever involvement I could have with football, whether it would be playing, watching, assisting, I wanted to be involved. 24 hours a day. If there was a football there, I needed to be involved with it in some way, shape or form.
You would do. I've got to put more tape on my card now.
That's all right. And you also tuck your shirt away there.
Yeah, all right. You worry about getting your fucking eyes in.
They're in.
Sorry. Well,
Yeah, the football community have been amazing. I just turn up and I'm still just the referee. Still get misgendered, you know, he. But overall, they've been amazing. I've had a couple of minor issues, but nothing that's made me think, oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, today's game I've got an observer today. Yeah, it should be a good day. He's come to watch my game and assess me and give me some good points. Get me ready for the next level. We get observed. We've got to get I think it's 10 assessments in over the year. This is my second observation. Good afternoon. Match referee. Yes, I do. Yeah, we do get nervous and everything else, but it's good nerves. Yeah? It's good nerves. It's getting into the match mold. Yeah, getting ready to do what I need to do on that football field. Yeah, it's that adrenaline. Yeah, that adrenaline. Getting ready to work, basically. My name's Daly Shotty-Mirren. I was born in North London, Finsbury Park. So these guys used to come and play their lunchtime league. I think it used to be 20 minutes or whatever. I can't remember how long. So that's where I got my badge. And no word of a lie, these guys used to give me a headache, yeah? They used to come up there, they used to shout. I used to say to myself, why are these people shouting, yeah? And then there was this guy called Alan Sefton. Alan Sefton went, look, young man, it's not you, it's the uniform. Well, what are they talking about? It's a uniform. Yeah? What do they mean? Yeah? Nobody likes me told what to do.
I have officiated in around 6,000 games, either as referee or as assistant, over 58 seasons. My first game was in the Richmond and District League at Old Deer Park at Richmond with a team called Solartron. It was about the 18th of September 1959. After the game, the chappie came and handed me £0.50, 2 shillings and sixpence, 12.5 pence these days. And I said, what's this for? And he said, that's your fee. I said, do I get paid to referee? My name is Ron, that's short for Ronald, and I shall be 76 on Maundy Thursday next month. The two main things in my life are my church and my football, and probably in that order too, really. Because the best football's on a Saturday, there's no doubt about that. Sunday football is no comparison whatsoever. So I've been lucky, I've had some very, very good football, and I've managed to mix the two. I hope it makes me a better person. I try to be, I'm not always. All referees try and be honest and fair with players. And I think that comes into it, you know, you try to be a Christian as well. And you try to do the best you can. The house gets neglected, the church and the football get looked after.
I've always been somebody who's liked to have targets and challenges, and very much I see refereeing as that. I like to be people to assess how I do on and judge how my performances are, and I want to go as far as I can. I have done so far. I've stalled a little bit and been at this level now for 3 or 4 years, but I'm very keen still to push on and go as far as I can. So I'm now at level 4. Obviously, once you're qualified, you're at level 7, and level 1's the Football League. I got quite close last year, but not quite close enough. So go again this year and see where we can go. Yeah, it's great still at 42 to be involved in a serious level of football. You know, you turn up and everybody commits their time to it, they committed their training to it. It's up to us to reward them and return that professionalism. But it's good to be involved in senior football, and it is good to be observed, to keep learning, to keep assessing yourself as you're going around, knowing what you should be doing. I'm going to pop out. I'll press the buzzer up there. That's fine. That's all. 2.5. There is a camaraderie. You do get that dressing room banter that you get when you're playing. I don't think you can ever quite replace the buzz that you get from playing, but you know, going out with people that you get on with on a regular basis, you can have that banter in the dressing room. You can have that teamwork together to help you deliver as good a game as you can as a team. It's something that I really look forward to and really enjoy.
You not see the weather out in Alicante? 6 dead. Absolute. I've had 2 days of absolute. Poured down with rain in Benidorm, and then it went out to sea. 2 days and 2 nights of a laser light show. This storm was stuck over there, and it absolutely deluged Alicante. There is no other way, I think, at our level, that you could not love the game. It has to be a passion. And in my opinion, the person on that football pitch that loves the game most is the referee. Because some of the games you do are horrendous. You really will not want to be there. It's that difficult sometimes. Now, OK, you say you get paid for it. All right, what you get paid for it could be £15. It might be £40, you know, which isn't bad. And if you go away on a big game, you can get petrol money, you know, so there are some a little bit better, but that will be all day. I mean, I don't like sports per se. I'm not a sporty person per se. I've never been to a cricket match. I've never been to a rugby match. I only went to Wimbledon tennis because my daughter was ball girl and I got a free ticket. I don't like sports per se, but I love football. One sport, which I've loved my whole life as a passion. Fellas, if he wants a quick free kick, you don't have to wait for the whistle. No, you don't. Yes, I can. And you don't have to line up a wall. No, I didn't blow my whistle. There's no need to blow my whistle. The man has asked me for a quick free kick. Learn from that.
No, you don't need to. He's a defender.
Learn.
He's not a referee. He's a defender. He's not a referee.
Well, learn as a defender.
You don't need
learn
to
as a
learn.
defender.
That's your job to learn.
Yeah, learn as a...
You don't need to learn it.
Thierry Henry scored a goal like that a couple of years ago. Exactly the same. Oh, a few years ago. Another match ball there because obviously this one is...
Have we got another match ball? Nah, man. Let's just pack up and go home. Let's pack up and go home rather than play this cheating game.
Thank you. There we are. I think another referee, a stronger or a different referee to me, let's say, probably would have sin bin at least 1 or 2 of the reds. But I don't want to make the situation worse as they're 2-0 down. But I've got to the point now where there's 1 blue and there's 3 reds that are pushing the mark. There we are. There you are. Got a bit of plastic bag there, boys. I didn't see that. I looked at the pitch as well. Can't see everything, can you? That shit carries a mite in it. If a man's hand goes into that and he transfers it to his eye, it can blind you. It's that serious, yeah. Another unpleasant job you've got to do, clear dog shit off the pitch. But someone's got to do it, you know. Everybody moans about referees and swears at them and abuses them, sometimes even assaults them. But without a referee, you haven't got a game. You can play with 10 players, you can play with 9 players, you can play with 8 players. You can't play football without a referee. Somebody has to make that decision, and it is a hard job.
Come on.
Enjoy it, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sort it out, okay?
Yeah, we'll do,
problem?
mate. No
Okay.
worries. Yep.
Come, let's go, okay?
Okay, yep.
Enjoy, okay? Let's go. Where's the bell, guys?
There.
Just here? Okay, no problem. I'll press this now, okay?
Let's go!
Oh, you right? Okay, I'm not bad. Let's skip. Okay. Okay. Your name, sir?
Tony.
Tony, I'll work with you, Tony.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep him off my back, okay?
Yep.
All right, yeah. I may not answer you straight away, Tony.
Let's get it.
But,
No problem.
okay.
Yeah.
Cheers, ref. No.
Try and make it as easy as possible for you.
No problem, Tony.
As you will us.
No problem, Tony. Hi, Skip. Okay.
Shane.
Good afternoon. Shane?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work with you. Just keep your boys off my back.
Yeah.
I may not answer you straight away, okay? But you can talk to me, okay? Yeah?
Yeah. No.
You're always going to get incidents in football, yeah? But it's how you deal with it. It's about the mindset. Your mind has to be right to referee. If your mind's not right, forget it. Some of them will go out there and try and con you. It's up to you to have that correct mindset and understand what you're doing. It's understanding your role. Knowing your role, knowing what you're doing. Fine, Gavin?
Yeah, all good.
Fine, Andy? Okay, all right then, let's go, right? Okay, enjoy, okay? Okay, enjoy. Okay, enjoy, okay? Enjoy. Believe you and me, everyone thinks, okay, yeah, it's easy to referee. Okay, go out there and do it. Go out there and do it, okay? A secretary will come in and tell you, well, you just lost us this game, blah, 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 blah. Some people can be very, very nasty about it, but it's the heat of the moment. I'm not saying it's correct, the way some of them behave. It's not, yeah? But it's all heat of the moment. When they go away and think about it, if they do think about it, they say, oh God, I've gone too far here, or whatever it may be. Yeah? I've had incidents where people have gone too far. I just deal with it accordingly. Skipper, I don't mind you talking to me. You've been talking to me all day. I haven't got a problem with you, okay? No problem,
never a
okay?
foul.
No problem, okay?
It's never a foul.
1 second. James, come down for me. Come down for me. James, come down for me. Come down for me, okay? Yes, fella, can I have a word? Hold on. Calm down, please. Just calm down. Look, you're getting too vocal. I can hear you, okay? Just
You can hear me.
Look, listen, just, I understand. Look, listen,
Yeah.
I understand passion, understand frustration. Just keep it down, okay? Yeah? Okay? When I'm over there, I can't hear you. I'm here, I can hear you, all right? Yes, he gave me positive feedback. Yeah, he didn't have much for me, just 1 or 2 things, which they always will find. Yeah, it was all positive. Everything was positive from him.
If anyone needs any help or assistance, don't hesitate to ask. Next and final station, stop on this service, London Waterloo. Thank you.
Ready meals I've got 4, so that'll keep me going. Porridge I've got. My list. Right, well, one thing I've forgotten to put in, I always get something like this, sausage rolls. Put 4 sausage rolls in the microwave and a cup of coffee. It isn't half nice. I must watch Songs of Praise. I must watch Countdown. And up till recently, I've always said I must have Coronation Street, but they have spoilt Coronation Street completely and utterly. Nobody ever says a civil word to anybody these days. They've turned all the lovely children they've had in it into baddies. And to me, you know, even I know they're child actors, but I think it must rub off on them, you know, to have to be a baddie.
And that is called a tonsu. It's a miniature cabinet, basically. I like it because A, just visually, from here.
Yeah, sing to Ronald, darling. Yeah, let's have a look at your cage, shall we? What's happened to your little bird again? He's gone over the other side of the cage, hasn't he, you rascal? There. My sister comes in very occasionally, and my brother comes in very occasionally, so he doesn't see other people very much. There. He sees a lot of television, and he likes his television. Yeah, I've talked to him for ages. Yes. He never argues back either. Sometimes I say to him, had a good game today, he really enjoys it. Another time I say, it was a load of rubbish, it's not worth telling you about.
Jumping into the defender. Jumping into the defender. Waiting. Sub now. Watch has stopped.
I would say I don't use my cards. In fact, when I was being assessed, when I was a younger referee, they used to say to me, I talk too much. I try to talk to them. Was it Churchill once said, jaw is better than war? Well, that's how I try and do it. And I do try and talk to him. But there are times when you can't talk to him. You do certain things, the bloke's running down the wing, you pull his shirt back, you're going to get cautioned. You put a two-footed tackle in or slap somebody around the face, you're going to get sent off.
Now listen to me. I want you to stop and listen to what I've got to say to you, all right? You know the keeper's going to get this. You are stretching and you're dying, sliding in like that. You know it's not your ball to get. You would have been cautioned, all right, for that. Watch your tackles.
I'm quite, not harsh on giving decisions, but I don't give, if I see them go down and they dive massively, I won't give it, just because I feel like they're conning me. Whereas sometimes they actually look back, footage, if I get sent it, I'm like, that actually was a foul.
Because normally I've done the younger games, I don't like to send people off. I'll normally just get the coach to sub him off and he can't come back on kind of thing. Because it's not really... If I was to put myself in the shoes of, say, an 11-year-old, I wouldn't really want to be getting sent off kind of thing, so...
So if there's a red card, you give the red card, yeah? You give it. Remember, these guys aren't my friends, yeah? They'll go in the bar and say, oh, well, thanks, ref. I got away with that one. They're not telling me that. I'm going to do my job.
Some of the teams in London the local teams tend to be dominant with Jamaicans or African players. And when they see you and they hear your accent and say it's a Jamaican, you say, oh, she's one of us. And they think that it's going to allow them a free ride, but it doesn't allow them a free ride. The laws of the games apply and you have to be consistent and do it for both teams.
I don't think I ever sent anybody off in my whole career.
Wow, and how long were you refereeing for?
45 years.
And you didn't send anyone off in 45 years?
I booked them, and if they swore at me, I was quite capable of saying, fuck off. And that's how that's how the game went through. And wherever you saw me, everything seemed to be going smoothly. Well, I thought, I wouldn't say everybody else thought it was going smoothly. I wasn't a very, good-looking chap, but they thought that my ears rather protruded, and that is where the name of Mouse came in, and it had stayed there ever since.
Colour scheme is important when you're cooking. I want it to look appealing to the eye, even if it's not tasty. I try to do it once per week, but sometimes I don't get the chance because I don't know. I don't know if it's British people only or it's the mixture of Afro-Caribbean and all that. Sometimes when you go to the stores, you can't get ackee. The shelves are empty, especially when you go to Tesco. There's hardly any on the shelves. I'm Anne-Marie. I was born and raised in the sunny island of Jamaica, lived there all of my life. I have only traveled to the Caribbean before I migrated here to England in 2015 to take up a job opportunity with Harris Academy South Norwood, where I currently teach English and physical education. There's not much to tell. I don't socialize much. My main fun-loving item is basically sports. I like every kind of sport. There's none that I do not I find intriguing and fascinating, but from a young age, mainly because in my household I grew up with mostly boys, so I tended to favor male-dominated sports that are aggressive and all that. So I lean towards football more so than netball that most females actually like.
Corner ball, please!
For me as a woman, trust me, it is scary. The men are intimate. Not the players themselves can be cool, but the spectators can be awfully cruel. The players know that their teams are going to be sanctioned. They will meet the full extent of the law. So, and most of these lads, they find it fun when a female is in the middle of their game, so they will joke and mess around, but the spectators can be awfully harsh. But I can assure you, it's the spur of the moment, because those same spectators at the end of that game will come to you and chat and say, referee, I hope you understand that it's just because it's my team and my team was winning, it's human nature and things like that. So yeah, it's touch and go, but I didn't allow that to deter me in any way.
I turned to watch a ball going that way, you are nipped. Did you give me an opportunity to blow the whistle? Now you start shouting. What was that about? What was that about? You need to calm down. You need to calm down.
When you walk on the lads always tell me that my face, they're scared of my face. Because when we're going to a game, once you get there and you put that referee clothing on, you basically assume that refereeing persona. So this is my referee face. Now you're walking out in this serious kind of a manner where you mean business. So then, yes, commanding the respect and all of that in the game, I know exactly how to get these lads to calm down, yeah.
Check that's working. 1, 2. It's Friday night, it's 6 o'clock. This is the Weekend Vibe with me, Lucy Clark, right here on Trans Radio UK, getting you ready for the weekend. So that'll be the start. So, yeah, Trans Radio. This is my studio. It all started. There used to be a radio station for the trans community, and unfortunately, that died a death. And I just felt that we, as a community, needed our own radio station. So I sort of looked into it, and then 4 o'clock one morning, I took the plunge. I was like, "Come on, let's give this a go." And it's just grown and grown and grown and grown, and the community have really bought into it, as well as the non-community, because we have so many great shows now. I mean, now we're about 19 months down the line. We've got 30 presenters. We're listened to by nearly 10,000 people a week. We can talk about different subjects that maybe don't get talked about on other stations. And if they are talked about on other radio stations, they're kind of just skirted over. Whereas we'll go a little bit more in depth. You know, we got the jingle for the transgender community by the transgender community. There we go, Ed Sheeran featuring Camila Cabello and Cardi B, South of the Border. That was the Cheat Codes remix. You're listening to The Weekend Vibe with me, Lucy Clark, right here on Trans Radio. Right, coming up next, this is Flowers, DJ Spoonie featuring the...
Whistles are all here, and I have spare ones in here, so always go out onto a football pitch, 2 whistles, always. 1 in the back pocket, 1 you use, because you might get 10 minutes into the game and something might happen with the whistle. Anything could happen, who knows? I think I've only ever had it once in a game. Always carry 2 watches, because if one packs up, you've always got another one to go to. And that's happened to me. I've had watches completely foul on me because the battery is gone. Very rare, but it has happened to me. I also had a brand new one that I couldn't work properly once many years ago, and I had to change that. So that was my mistake. So always be proficient with what you use. Don't try out something, and this was a fairly new one, and it did cause me a problem. So I went back to the old tried and tested, but I had to stop the game to do it. Makes you look stupid. In fact, I was stupid. I should have got more used to it. Yeah, these are Foxes, always loud and authoritative. Nothing worse than a referee's whistle that's a peep, peep, because no one's going to take any notice of it, and you look a donut if you do that. So nice and powerful with the whistle. Also, the degree of you blow it designates how bad the situation is. If it's a little minor thing, just a little blow. But if it's more serious, give it a big blow. Then everybody thinks, what's going on here? That's a little foul. Maybe a little bit more serious, and then a big one if I'm really annoyed.
Hold on.
He's the one who kicked me off. That's twice now.
That's a red straight away, bro.
Pulling me back.
Oh, you can't do that.
He's kicked me and all, that's shocking. Look him now.
Wait, you know he can't do that, ref.
You know he's done.
You know that's why he's fucked off over there.
Okay, no problem.
You know he's
Very pleased, fella. Me as a black referee, okay, I go out on the football field, okay? You have some narrow-minded people, okay? But you just have to deal with it, okay? As far as I'm concerned, you have to deal with it, yeah? You have to be strong, yeah? You have to be strong. It just shows, look, it doesn't matter what walk of life you're in, okay? There's always going to be somebody who dislikes you for whatever reason, yeah, okay? But you've got to just deal with it, yeah? I know what the pitfalls are as a referee, as a black man. I know what the pitfalls are as a Home Office employer, as a black person, yeah, okay? Dealing with different nationalities, yeah? because they don't like it because of the colour of your skin. I've dealt with racism in football, yeah. At first, I thought about that as a young man. I thought, what the heck? I can't believe that. Yeah, but that's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is. It's the easiest way. The easiest way to hurt somebody is by calling them a derogative name. You know, like calling them by their colour, whatever it is. But you've got to be able to refrain from reacting because that's what they want. They want the reaction. You see, this is how they are. Yeah, you've got to overcome that. Okay, no. He's gone through you. He's gone through you. Okay, yeah, you're foul. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, take it easy. Come on, take it easy. Okay, come on, calm down. Calm down. He's gone through. He's gone through.
Bruce, Zeus, was originally called Bear by the first owners that he had, because he does actually quite look like a bear, which was a good. But then, when he got moved and stuff, he ended up with the name Bruce. Now we've got. My brother-in-law's called Bruce. You can't have a brother-in-law and a dog called Bruce. So we kind of looked for a name that was similar. And obviously Zeus, Bruce, not a million miles away. So you see. So we got, I just spotted the dogs there. We got seven cats. Again, that all started because we had three. And then a friend had some kittens and was selling two, so we just couldn't resist getting them. I've played sort of football, cricket, and golf, and the normal sports that sort of most people will play that like sports. So I try everything. Frustrating when you're not good at certain sports because whereas I can turn my hands to pretty much any sport. Like, snooker for say, you want to be able to hit a 147, don't you? Or darts, you want to hit a 180, and it's frustrating when you can't. So yeah, I played for Saturn Wanderers, and then sort of Little League, where I represented the Little League and the county. Used to score plenty, which was always nice to score. Yeah, but wasn't good in the air. I had a nickname of Chopper. I was never a combative midfielder, but if I had to, I'd generally get someone. I'd be so slow, I'd get them late, and hence why I got the nickname. The downs you get as a referee, there's a couple of decisions that I potentially got wrong that still plague on me from sort of 2 years ago, last season. There's I think we discussed before the decisions, and them decisions were still occasionally going, what? Whereas a misplaced pass, you forget about it before the game's probably even over, or the wrong substitution, you can kind of forget. But as a referee, if you make that big run quick, it sticks with you. Come on, guys.
It's said quite a lot in our dressing room is we want to go out there and be the best team out there. Work as a team, work as a three. We get paid for this, but it ain't going to pay a lot of bills, right? So we're not doing it for the money. We are doing it for the enjoyment of doing it, yes, and to give something back to the game, yes, and facilitate a game for 22 people. And we want to go out there and do the best we can do. We get stick for it, but nobody goes out there to deliberately make mistakes, playing or refereeing. I think it's like anything. If you want to get on and you want to succeed, you've got to put yourself out there. Yeah, I could sit at home and go, okay, I'll just watch football on TV, but I get the buzz from being involved. You get the buzz from going out there. I'm fortunate enough that I refereed in front of 600 people at Slough a couple of years ago. And the buzz of just being able to do a game and deliver that game and know that you can do that, I'd say it's not quite the same buzz as you get from scoring a goal, but it's up there.
I find it really odd. It's a really strange position to be in because you don't really care about either team, and everyone hates the referee. So, well, everyone, hate's probably a bit strong, but yeah, the referee's not the favourite person, is it? So, so you kind of don't want to be known to be the referee's wife. So I don't really go.
So outside, I got a London black taxi, which is probably my main source of income. So I'll generally get all my radio and football stuff done first, and then I'll go out in a taxi. See, and then I have a pest control business that I kind of stumbled into pest control many years ago, but now I don't want to mess my hair or my nails up, so I don't want to be crawling around lofts and as you know, we've alluded, I'm a bit of an animal lover, and you know, I'm not doing foxes. People will ring me up, oh, we've got a fox, and I'm like, feed it. You know, I'm not going to go and kill a fox, and squirrels are beautiful animals, and I appreciate if they're in somebody's loft, they're not very good, but I don't want to go and kill that squirrel. So I'm in the kind of wrong business, really.
I went to my daughter's Christmas. I became a grandfather again, yeah, for the 5th time. So I now got 5 grandchildren, but the little fella's not been very well. He's in and out of hospital. Because he was born a month early, he's got jaundice. And so they have to put him under a lamp now, so they get an early Costa del Sol, if you like. under, believe it or not, it's true, under a sun lamp, and they put a mask on them to protect their eyes. Oh, it's funny looking. And so he's in and out of that, but hopefully he'll get over that. He's putting on a bit of weight. No football today. Not that I think there's going to be much football this weekend after the weather that we've had. So I thought I'd come and watch a film. I do from time to time. I'm going to see a Daniel Craig film. It's like a whodunit. So that's what I'm going to see. Could I have a spaghetti bolognese?
Yes, sir.
2 small pieces of garlic bread that go with it, you know, like a children's menu or something.
Okay, we do that.
And a large glass of Chardonnay. I'm trying to cut down on what I was eating because at Christmas time I put on weight and I'm feeling heavy. So I've cut out all the puddings and the cakes and the buns, and I've not had one for a week now. Health, isn't it? I just feel myself getting bigger and bigger because Christmas is a terrible time. You know, biscuits and cakes, people give you biscuits. I mean, we usually end up with about 6 tins of biscuits. In fact, we've still got 1 left now. You know, and you don't want to be a fat old referee running around. It's bad enough to be an old referee running around. So I don't want to be a fat one because you will get comments, you know. They always love to pick things out on you, the white hair. I wear contact lenses, so that saves me from that. And if you're a bit podgy as well, you're going to get it, you know. Don't give them bullets. Don't give them stones. They'll give it to you often enough, so don't give them bullets.
The game these days is much, much faster. I think fitness, especially at the top levels, fitness is so important. They can be so quick. They can break quickly when the ball's kicked and not be offside. And you've got to be there with them.
Now, how do I condition myself? I make sure that my body's in good condition. I make sure I eat properly. I make sure I sleep properly. With the game today, these players, they may not have any brains, yeah, but they can run, yeah? They are very fit athletes. They can run all day. Whether this works is a different matter, but they can run, yeah? And the higher you go, they can run even more.
So football's really weird. So it probably saved my life in a funny sort of way, because when I was young, and even, you know, going through the years, even in the 20s, football gave me that purpose and something to focus on. But then later on in years, it's probably stopped me from being the true person I am to the world. So we've kind of been living 2 different lives, if you like, because I didn't want to give up refereeing, and I felt that I'd have to give up refereeing, and that was always the plan. Was right, I'm going to have to give up refereeing, and I sort of held on to it for as long as I could, and it was going to be my last season a couple of seasons ago, and I'd even told the referee secretary of the league that yeah, I'll probably be giving up the end of this year without going into too much detail. But I actually had an issue with the thyroid that culminated in me having heart attacks. So I spent all Christmas over in hospital and stuff. And then I had to have a couple of operations and what have you, not like stents, nothing major, but obviously major enough, you know, having heart attacks and what have you. I still continued to referee while I was having the heart attacks. Yeah, so it was only, I went to the doctor 6 times, and it was only on the 6th time that I had a heart attack in the surgery that they took me to hospital, and I'd known the pains that I was getting, and the doctor was like, well, that's a heart attack, that was a heart attack. It's obviously only minor ones, but, you know, still a minor heart attack's not the best thing in the world. It's, but yeah, so I'd lost a month or so because I was in hospital and having these other procedures, maybe 2 months. And that gave me a lot of time to think as well. And then that kind of, at that point, it was like, do you know what? I feel I'm a good referee. I love the refereeing life, and I love the banter with everyone, and I've made some really good friends through refereeing. And I'd miss that so much if I couldn't be involved on a Saturday or a midweek or whenever. So I was like, nah, that kind of gave me to think, all right, no, I'm going to continue refereeing and see what happens.
Yeah, it is extremely cold. I'm wearing like 2 gloves. This is double them. Fleece-lined socks and all of that. But once you start moving, it's not as bad as if you're static. Get some off and start afresh. The most intriguing part of it is having completed a game where you have even the team that has lost have come to you and say that you have done well, excellent referee. So I find that really gratifying, and it really spurs you on to go forward. Every time I say, you know, I'm going to give this thing up, no, but I think of people who are grateful and who love football and want to have referees, because without referees, then we wouldn't have a game. So when you think of these people, then it spurs you on to really continue with this.
Why does football need referees? Well, within 5 minutes of any match going on, you would have total chaos without somebody running the game. We have one man or woman to run a football match. They are responsible. Whether they get it right or whether they get it wrong, that must never change.
No. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
You all right there, fella? You all right there, fella? Okay. Yeah? Hey, one sec. Hey, are you all right, fella? You all right? No?
Back home, it is mandatory for us to attend the church every Sunday. You don't go, you bear the wrath of the adults. But I've been naughty. If my mother knows that I'm not going to church on a Sunday, she'll kill me, so I hide that from her. But that doesn't mean I still read my Bible, I still do my little quiet reflection. Boys now do not want to learn. They refuse education, even if you're throwing it at them. At the school that I'm at, their boys will come to your lessons and they just don't want to do anything. They'll sit there disengaged. First thing I do when I walk in that lesson, all boys to the front, please. Because when you run into your class, all the males at the back. Nope. All boys to the front. And I lay them out and I seat them like beside a girl. Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. And when I am teaching, I make sure they are engaged. They are the ones who have to answer the questions. And when they realize that I am with them and I want them to get this, their attitudes change. Change of attitude. The last exam, most of the passes that I got were from the boys. And that's because I went all out for them.
Goal kick, please.
And you can do the cheeseburger and chips, can you?
Yeah, do you want a 6 burger and 6, yeah?
Yes, that would be ideal, please.
So.
How much? Well, I'm number 3 really in line, because our organist Jill Campbell, who I played, well, she was in hospital for a long time. She's completely recovered. She's absolutely marvellous. She's about the same age as me. Absolutely marvellous. She's a brilliant organist. And the vicar's partner is a lovely man. He plays the organ, he conducts, he goes all over the country. And so if Jill's available, she plays. If Jill's not available, now Andrew comes before me. He's a much better organist than me. I'm not worried. I've got plenty to keep me occupied. It's very nice, no doubt about that. I don't go looking for football games now. I still belong to Kingston Referee Society and I go to most of their meetings, the third Monday in each month. I will keep that free, and they mostly have a guest speaker. People like a guest speaker. And we get some very good guest speakers as well.
Okay, so if you think it's fading, do you think fading it into the top is too much? Hmm?
No, not at all. Why don't you do that what you want?
Well, if it's going to be too much, don't do it. Yeah? But Dwayne, it's been very hectic, you know. Because the season started, lots of games have given, yeah. And juggling it with work, and also, training.
That's what you're here for, to work, innit?
There you go.
What other purpose you're here for?
Well, there you go. To work.
To work, innit?
Yeah, it's true. Just work. Do what we got to do.
But when you drink that much fluid and you're on the pitch, obviously, you find yourself want to go to the toilet.
Not really. No. No, the funny thing about it, no, because you do everything beforehand, don't you? Yeah? Whatever you need to do, you do it all beforehand. And when you're on that field, and it's like when you're in the midst of everything, you don't think about going to the toilet or whatever it is.
But imagine you're on the pitch and you want to go please.
Hey, listen, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, okay? I did a youth game the other day, Walton Casuals versus Sutton Common Rovers. These guys, man, these young boys, sometimes their mentality is totally different, you know? It's their attitudes towards things, and that's why some of them don't make it, you know? Their attitude's just totally wrong.
It's just obnoxious.
Of course, they just want to fight, you know? They take the street mentality onto the field, you know? Yeah. So I've had some tough ones, Dwayne, I tell you. It's going to be a long, tough season, I tell you. You can't go onto the football field looking a certain way because, it's perception, yeah? Me going on the pitch, unkempt and that and everything else, what am I telling the people, yeah? It's like me going to a game without my suit, just tracksuit. They think, is this guy for real? But a player can, but that's the player, yeah? But me, because remember, I'm representing the establishment, yeah? So I've got to dress accordingly.
You always know another official in the dressing room when he takes his boots out of his bag. You know what they look like. Hello, we've got problems here.
When I first became a referee, I thought it was just about blowing the whistle. That's only the half of it. There's so much more, as I mentioned to you in the car, laws of competition, how you approach people, how you dress. It's massive, and to set a good impression, you have to look the part. So I always try to look as clean and tidy as I can.
No, I would not be a referee, only because how much stick they go through, decision making, stuff like that. I wouldn't. I can have the patience and the consistency how they do, and all it takes is the wrong decision making, and it can turn into a fight. It could anything can happen, to be fair, So, but referee definitely deserves more respect. Myself as well, I do give refs stick every single week, even though I don't really mean it. It's part of the game, But yeah, definitely wouldn't want to be a referee.
As my wife always says to me, nobody forces you to do it, Steve. You can take the grandchildren out on a Sunday. No one forces you to do it.
Number 10. To be fair, if someone punches someone, that's...
I didn't see him punch him.
Yeah.
And Michael knows you well.
Oh, ref! Oh, you got that one.
My name's Jason. What's your second name, Jason?
Strafford.
Spell it.
No, stop lying. His name's Oliver Ski.
If you give me the wrong name, you'll be in big trouble.
Oliver Ski. Hey, let's have a word of your pal.
When am I getting booked for? Well, defend, mate.
He's my mate. He's my mate.
Not when we're playing football, he ain't your mate.
Can I stop you?
It's cheating.
As a referee, you're going to be you're out there to be abused. They pay their money to abuse you. I'm not saying it's right. It's not what I'm saying. That's what they do. But you have to have the right mindset and the right skill factor to oversee that.
Yeah, well, I'm 27 years a referee. I had one bloke spit on my shirt once and one bloke headbutt me on the top of my head in 27 years. So, you know, it's... and it was mine. It wasn't that serious. You know. He didn't hurt me and he didn't frighten. He threatened me, but he didn't frighten me. No, nothing frightens me. You know, I'll go and referee him tomorrow and I'll send him off if I have to send him off, or yellow card him if I have to do it, I'll do it. And he can do what he likes. You do your job. Nothing worse than having a weak referee. You've seen it yourself. Because players are not stupid. They will see weakness and they'll be all over you like a rash.
Carry on, advantage. First one. Wait, no, not enough advantage.
I've been spat at. It's disgusting. How can you, it's one of the most degrading things you could ever do. I'd rather a player punch me in my mouth than spit at me. It's so degrading. So, I've had things like that. I've had people try to attack me,
Sometimes you get out on a pitch and there are just angry people out there. It's almost like they want to get out there and wind people up.
I've had a player particularly, he kept calling me man and then geezer, and I knew that he was doing it to try and get at me, and I'm like, you ain't gonna win. You can carry on. There'll only be one winner, if you like, and you ain't gonna win, and you're not gonna break me down.
Go ahead. Yeah, it is. He was nicked here, but I had to chastise him for being rude.
13 years of refereeing, I think my worst encounter was last summer. I was physically abused by a player, and that player is a youth, an under 16 player, and I found it quite daunting. But again, I say because of my passion, I could have left the sport and not refereeing this year, and I think that the FA dealt with it quite well. Outside of that, that's the worst I've ever encountered, is that physical abuse. Again, I still got a bruise to show. It's still there, so.
So I did a men's tournament once. It was a charity tournament. And they called me literally every name under the sun, said I don't belong here, belong in the kitchen, all stuff like this. So I walked out of the tournament. It was the only time I ever walked out. And then 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a game, I was in the middle, and the crowd started chanting, the referee's a lesbian, all of this, just because I didn't give a foul. But then they started saying that I was sleeping with the players, and I was just like, why? How has this come about just from a foul? And that was the only abuse I've ever received.
This team, it was a cup game, and it was the last minute of the game, and they wanted a penalty to make the game a draw again, and I didn't give the penalty. So then after the game, the coach was screaming, shouting. Then he had the parents backing him up, screaming and shouting. But it wasn't a nice feeling. You feel quite attacked.
Every fucking corner we have is embarrassing. Every single one. We've got a really good crossing. Whoever's taking the corner, no one wants to score. Never.
I was 9 years as a Class 3 referee, and the county came to me and said, Ron, you're never going to get promoted unless you get tough. And the next season I went out, and anybody that stepped out of line got sent off or cautioned. I had 12 sendings off, 48 bookings, and got my Class 2.
No way he was offside at all.
I think players do respect officials, really and honestly, as a whole. You get incidents in games. Some of them run after you and come and want to shout at you and bawl at you and things like that. I know I did a game once for the Surrey Combination League, an evening game at the end of the season, and it was Corinthian Casuals against a team called Aurelia Athletic, and I sent off 4 Aurelia players, booked 7. The only one I didn't book was the goalkeeper. The other one was to make the 11 was the manager I booked as well. And I was very lucky. It was at a terrible pitch on Beddington Lane with just a shack as a dressing room. And there was when I got no glass in the windows. It was quite a cold night. I changed in the other dressing room, which had got glass in the windows, and luckily it happened to be the Corinthian Casuals dressing room. If it had been the Aurelia one, I might not have come out alive.
I've been to a game where a lady old enough to be my mother, referee, you're fucking shit, you're useless, you're fucking is it? And that was in Hayes, you know, but that's life, yeah? You just have to keep on walking.
They are so short of referees wherever you go, they just don't last. And see the way they get treated. You understand it? And the sad thing is the young ones that come in. None of the young ones that I've trained or met or spoken to or mentored, none of them stay, you know? But a lot of them, they come into it for a few bob, and then they get out there and do it, and they suddenly realise, this 30 quid I'm getting is a hard 30 quid, you know? It's a hard way to earn £30. It really is a hard way. Because some of these clubs will give you £30 and they'll make you earn it. You're going to earn it, you know? I've even had managers say that to me before. We give you £30 and you're going to earn it. And sometimes they're true to their word. You will earn it.
Go on, son.
In terms of refereeing in the middle, it's I think as we said at the start of the season, it's been very thin on the ground. You know, 1 game a month is as good as it gets at the moment. But in terms of how it's gone, you know, I'm happy. I feel that I'm refereeing as well as I have. The marks that I've had from observers on the games that have been observed have been as good as I've had. But, you know, the aspiration is to get promoted, and to be promoted, I need to be in the top 20% for both club marks and observers marks. So, you know, for my observers marks, they're as high as they've ever been. Each time they've been moving up. So I just keep doing that. If I can keep producing that on Tuesday night and keep doing that, that's all good. And the club marks, you never know. The world can be a pretty depressing place if you're not optimistic generally about things, right? There are some things that you can be disappointed at or depressed at. You know, you see the virus that's coming out of China now. People said, are you worried about it? Take precautions, but you can't worry too much about it. It's a worry for the world, but you know, these things happen. In a couple of weeks there'll be a cure for it developed, and it's obviously not great for those who've suffered with it, but these things come around, and the world now is in a place that fortunately we can deal with these things quite quickly and solve them and put measures in place.
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all, mate, not bad at all. Doing a jigsaw, I've been doing jigsaws, gardening, but you start to run out of jobs after a while. It's a surreal situation, isn't it? It's a horror film without the zombies.
Yes, this is a nuisance, all of this business outside. You know, you can't look at anybody even, you can't speak to anybody. I've never encountered anything like this before in my life.
You're unable to go outside and do the things that you love, especially when it comes to sports. That one can be really hard for some people to take in, because that is an avenue that a lot of people use to basically release pent-up energy. It's a way out where you can release all those issues that you have. It is also for us to realize that nothing in life is a given. Nothing is constant. Life is such a fragile thing that we should value people more, we should cherish people more.
I do miss the football. I mean, not only just refereeing, I miss actually watching it. With all this going on, there is no football virtually anywhere in the world. I think one country in Europe was playing a little bit, but you don't see anything of that. Other than that, there is no football being played.
Yeah, I miss everything, from getting my own appointments to getting prepared for the game to planning how you're going to get to the ground, to getting to the ground, meeting the other officials, especially, you know, when you get to meet new ones, or it could be some old friends, you know, or, yeah, you know, people that you've worked with over the years, and you just have some real sort of, you know, a good few hours where you have good fun, good chat, good banter, and obviously, hopefully, a good game of football. So, yeah, just everything, even the abuse from the fan that's sitting there with his pie that hasn't really got a clue about football, but likes shouting at referees. Yeah, we miss them. You know, we need to be shouted at again and stuff. So yeah, just the whole lot, the whole shebang.
Well, the lockdown has been frustrating for everybody. Was refereeing very well, doing lots of things very well, but unfortunately, sometimes things come to a stop. Sometimes. It was a very, very good season. I didn't get promoted because I missed it by 0.1 or something like that. But if the season had continued, I would have been promoted. It's just one of those things. It is what it is. It's life.
At non-league level, they ended the season as it was, or should I say they voided the whole season. So the season was not ended and never will be. They still went ahead with promotion. So, you know, I was about 1 or 2 positions outside of the 3 that they did take. So frustrating again that I was one of the nearly men. But you know, the way they've done it is the way they've done it. I wasn't in the top 3. If I'd been in the top 1, then I'd have gone. So I can't really complain. Just got to go again this season, really. It is a frustration, but it is part of the game. You know, I think as I've said all the way through this, I do it for the challenge of being tested, being marked, being observed, and looking to get to the next level. So, yeah, I think like anything, when you're taking an exam or a test, there's a frustration when you don't quite get what you were trying to achieve. But you know, the good thing is I've got another opportunity to go again. So, we'll see.
The most important game I've ever done, I was lucky enough to run the line on the Surrey Senior Cup final between Sutton United and Tooting Mitcham in the year 1980, which sadly was the year my mum died, but she was alive to see me run the line of the county senior final. And that was nice. And I know that I can never reach the greatest heights, but all I've done, I've been very, very lucky in. And I know it's not going to be for much longer. I wouldn't like to say when. In some ways it'd be nice to do the 60 years, but if that's not being fair to the teams, then I won't do it.
I'm here on behalf of the FA Referees Committee, actually, because I'm the only one in the room who has that honour, to do a presentation to you on behalf of the Society, and I am absolutely delighted to be able to do this. I couldn't have wished for anything better, and it's a great honour for me. So, Ron, would you be very kind and come forward and accept this on behalf of Kingston Referee Society?
Oh, thank you very much.
There you go, young man. Well done.
I think it's wonderful the effort everyone's made for me. You know, they really have put themselves out. Well, I've got a very lovely, what do they call them, clock. Mantelpiece clock, a mantel clock, and so this is from the Free Referees Association, the National Referees Association. So they picked it up from somewhere. I don't know if it was from our society or from Surrey County or what. Probably wasn't Surrey County because they actually wanted to make an issue of it. They said I hadn't done 60 years when I'd done them. So. Yeah, and this other one was from the Football Association, and that's nice, isn't it? On behalf of the Football Association, may I take this opportunity to thank you for your dedicated service to refereeing over the past 60 years. Greg Clark. Yeah, I think somebody's been very kind to me too, to avoid illness and injury and things like that. And because I don't think I ever missed a game for injury or illness. Oh, I've got plenty to do to go home very carefully with all this, and make sure it's looked after. I'm very proud of it. I should need to keep it all together to show it to my brother and my sister.
Play it!